Alright, today we're going to be talking about WWE and their fixation over the repetitive designs, over their belts. Let's go over this. Because since they've been so fixated on trying to legitimize certain parts of the WWE Women's and World Championships, there's something that rubs me the wrong way when I see something called the WWE Championship. And Roman Reigns held that for a plethora of the past three years, unified it with the Universal Championship, and held both Undisputed Championships for a reported 400, and became a 1,000-day holder while still looking the top guy over in the company. And yet they had to bastardize that with an unoriginal design that looks like hogwash if you had 30 seconds left over on the creation sweep over on 2K23 to make your own design and still call it Undisputed. Let me just make the frame gold. That's it. Roman Reigns passed CM Punk in all-time reigns, and then they finally made a women's championship. So I don't know if that means they're making a secondary women's championship. That will do nothing. If that was the case, they wouldn't have presented a brand split again if that was the case scenario. And just an undesired, like, secondary championship after the unification of one title. Just to do this all again, it's just a repetitiveness that goes into this, bro. I want to care. Like, I want to care. Like, there's still even a place in my heart that still makes me want to care, and yet it doesn't. And that goes over to Vicky Stark's opinion that we need a secondary championship for the women's championship, with already tag teams and most of you women already overfeeding over screen time. There's been lack of consideration why WWE even needs secondary championships. The women's title is already a sideshow belt, and no fan wants to say that. Like, why? Both ugly ass designs just to show like it's the company's belt. Like, the WWF Championship already like showed like its signified importance while still showing that, oh, that's the WWF Championship. People know it. They didn't have to overcase the goddamn logo with just the WWE logo. Like, it had a design to signify its importance, to show where it came from, and anybody that holds it would look legit. That goes with the Eagle Championship, the big gold belt that back in the late 90s. Of course, the Undisputed WWE Championship that I swear should have lasted a bit longer. The spinner belt. Even with the recent World Championship, it didn't look bad, but you could feel how corporate and large it looked like. I felt like it just needed to be held on a heel than it did a babyface. And it just made it feel like you get less over off holding that belt. And now you just made it. Just look at the goddamn belts, bro. WWE is barely trying to signify any importance, and the only belt they've even like given with this surplus of belts coming in was the 24/7 Championship that they've tried to make it a comedic relief to fill her out over the catering roster over majority of the thing. And like, they didn't even unify or made a new championship for the tag team belt, even though they've been undisputed since the Usos won it and held it for a plethora of years. Like, why? Like, please explain to me why, WWE. So that's literally my 2 cents on it. To be honest, I'm not very interested. Whoever is holding the championship at this point, I don't even know why they call it the WWE Women's Championship. Wouldn't that just mean it's literally less important than the more important than the SmackDown Women's Championship? And that's still technically trying to represent both brands while having two world champions again. And making the belt look like one of those, when you get the $10 belts, but $10 action figures, but it comes with like a cheap plastic knockoff with, when you can't afford the Mattel action figure, like the Mattel Elite. That's what the WWE Championship looks like. Like, I can at least signify, like, the World's Heavyweight Championship looks like the big gold belt. Hell, they even call it the World's Heavyweight Championship again. So, at least that's somewhat of an importance. Why it's on Rollins, I do not know. Rollins, I think, doesn't draw enough to at least garner any importance. And I'm not saying that, like, Rollins isn't a good wrestler, but that's what he is. He's not a compassionate character to carry over a show's interest, especially something that's 3 hours. And I swear, they could just carry over Raw if they just integrated more of the bloodline drama with both shows to give some type of interest. I don't really give a damn about the brand split or the World Championships, just something to garner my attention. I don't need belts to signify any importance at all because the wrestlers can't get over. Like, that's not how belts are supposed to work. I'm not trying to give it over a deeper meaning, it's just goddamn logic. Or else we wouldn't be getting these surplus of championships. Or at least crappy design changes like this. Like, come on, bro. Someone explain to me why Ronda and Shayna have to be tag team. Why do we need another goddamn World Championship separation when Roman Reigns been the biggest impact around the company? Just to signify that we just need somebody to carry over the next show, even though people are still going to be watching SmackDown now. And just calling it the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, even though you just bring it back to one belt, with such a crappy design, just call it the WWE Championship. What does Universal got to integrate in most of this? If you were just going to unify to begin with. And especially if you made it one belt. It was like 2015 when you guys like made it the WWE World Heavyweight Championship when Cena won it. No, not Cena. It was Orton when he won it back from Cena at TLC. And you guys didn't change it back to the WWE Championship until like 2016 when it was just called the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And I hope they don't give a crappy design like gold frames with the stupid Spartan helmets. Like, I don't even know how that signifies tag team at all when it's an army, even though it's supposed to require 2 men. So bring back the old design or we're gonna have a problem. Like, all this laziness gotta be insane for WWE. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching the DST show. And shoutouts over to Sideline Productions and my sports channel. If you guys want to go over there, especially because I'm going to be streaming the NBA Finals, even if the Miami Heat make it around the elimination game that is Game 5, that is tonight. Here, June 12th. So, stay tuned over for that. And I'll try to let you know over on the community section over my channel. So get ready, stay tuned for further content. Thanks for watching the DST show. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. That's it for me.